Now let's have a look together at Remix, which is a Solidity development environment in the cloud. A few facts good to know. Previously, Remix was just called Browser Solidity. It's perfect for smart contract development. It has an integrated debugger, it has an integrated testing environment, it does static analysis, and you can directly publish it on a GIST. It can also work inside Mist or with MetaMask. For example, you can directly deploy your contracts. Remix is available on remix.ethereum.org in case you want to have a look. A few points interesting for development with Remix. Remix does syntax highlighting. It can work with multiple files, and it also has error highlighting, which it does with the integrated static analysis. With Remix, you get a simulated blockchain, but it can also work with injected Web3 object or with any HTTP RPC, like with a local geth node on localhost 8545, for example. With Remix, you can not only develop the contracts, but you can also deploy them, because Remix compiles the contracts. You can also look for the details. Once the contract is compiled, you have the bytecode, Remix shows you the ABI array, and many more information. This is how Remix looks like with the development environment. Here you have different files. We will work with them later. You have the actual editor. You have different tabs. And currently we have the contract tab selected. The environment is the injected Web3, which is coming in this case from our MetaMask plugin, but it's something you don't have to remember because we will work with this later. Different accounts, and you can directly create your contracts. Debugging with Remix is very nice. You get a step-by-step debugger with code highlighting. You can view the actual instruction that is just executed. You can monitor variables, locals and state variables. You can look at the call data and the call stack. This is how the debugger looks like. In this case, I'm debugging the constructor of the owned contract. It's a step-by-step debugger. I can see the instructions, I can see the locals and the state, and many more things, which we will have a look later on. Let's talk about the static analysis. Remix can give you a warning when you use unsafe code. For example, when you use transaction origin or address send. It can also give you warnings about gas costs. For example, when they are too high, when you use a function which has so many instructions that it can never get executed. It can check if functions could be constant, if they are not changing any state. And it can also check for similar variable names. This is the static analysis tab from Remix. And you see you can turn everything on and off, and it gives you the warnings underneath. Here's what you learned. Remix is a web development environment for smart contract development. It has a convenient step-by-step debugger, and it has an integrated simulated Ethereum protocol simulation, which is very convenient. It can also speak to Web3 if it's injected, or it can connect to a local host HTTP RPC, for example from a geth node.